Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. I haven't done a podcast for a while. I've taken a nice summer break and I really enjoy just traveling and relaxing and reading my books and being with my family. So I guess today, October the 1st, is a good day to start back again. This month, on October the 10th, is World Mental Health Day. The World Health Organization are very concerned about the level of mental health, depression, anxiety, and generally how people in the world are just very, very stressed and anxious. So what can we do? What can you do to alleviate this in your life? And indeed, what I want to do is help other people to alleviate it in their lives as well, is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a very powerful method that we can learn to improve, maintain, and sustain our mental health. And I'm passionate about getting that message out to people because I think it's important. And I do this by blog or podcast, teaching mindfulness classes, or doing one-to-ones. Now, the one thing about mindfulness is to, like all exercise, it's not a quick fix. You don't suddenly go out for one run and you're fit. So mindfulness is like that. It's not just something you do when you're feeling stressed or anxious or down. You have to start off the process and build up your practice slowly. And it needs patience. But it does work. But of course, like all exercise, when you start it and you build it up, it does work. But if you stop doing it, then you start to lose the benefits of it and they diminish over time. So it is something that you have to keep up. So what is mindfulness? Well, mindfulness really is awareness. It's awareness of what's happening while it's happening. It's paying attention on purpose in any particular way that you choose. We live in a very fast-paced world where we're all the time rushing around with our to-do lists, getting things done, and we tend to live our lives on autopilot, not noticing or not aware of what's going on inside us or outside us, just rushing around. But mindfulness helps us to be more aware of what's going on inside us and outside of us. Now, you can do formal mindfulness meditation, which is sitting down in a chair or a stool or lying down and doing a formal meditation like breathing or body scan or something like that on a daily basis. And that's really very, very powerful way of practicing mindfulness. But you can also practice mindfulness in an informal way in your life. People often say to me, I haven't time to practice mindfulness. And I say, well, what's 10 or 20 minutes out of your total day out of 24 hours? It's not a lot really, is it? So you can weave it into your life. So even if on a day that you can't sit down and actually formally meditate, you could practice informal mindfulness. And I just want to give you some examples of how you can do that. So the first instance, you could practice mindful walking. Often when we're walking around, we're completely distracted by our thoughts or our mobile devices and generally not being present. How often do you see people walking down the street just gazing into their mobile phone? Are you one of those people? So you could make a decision every day to take a mindful walk for, say, 10 minutes. And switch off your mobile device for 10 minutes and take the time to notice what is around you. Now, you can do this anywhere. You can do it in a local park. You can do it in your car park. You can do it walking down the street. But the whole purpose of a mindful walk is to pay attention with your senses to what you can see, hear, smell, etc. So you might hear the sounds of the traffic, or it could be the sounds of the birds, or you might see a nice lake, or you might see a building, or you might maybe see a lovely tree on the street or in the park. You might notice, some animals, a dog or a cat or something like that. But just to be aware of where you are and say, I'm really here, I'm present, and I'm looking around me and I'm seeing what's happening and I'm taking it all in. So by doing this practice, you will be actually present for your walk. You won't be somewhere else. You won't be thinking about something else. You'll just be observing what you're seeing and what you're hearing and using all your senses. So you could try that. Another way of practicing mindfulness is mindful eating. And you see a lot of people now, they're eating on the go, they're drinking cups of coffee when they're walking, and they're consuming a lot of fast food, and they're just shoveling it down and trying to get to the next thing that they want to do, and not really just enjoying the food that they're eating. They're probably not even chewing it properly. So you could practice mindful eating. So just sit down, and before you have your food or drink, just look at it for a minute and notice the color and the aroma. And as you eat it, you could chew it slowly and notice the flavors and taste of the food. You might even wonder, where did this food come from? What country was it grown in? Maybe the lorry driver that drove the food to the supermarket, the person that packed the shelf, so forth. The earth and soil that the vegetables grew in, the sun that ripened the vegetables, and so on. But by doing this practice, you will be actually present for your meal and not somewhere else, not thinking about something else. So again, this is something you can try. And the final way I'm going to give you today is you could try mindful listening. So how often do we actually sit and listen to what people are saying to us? Or indeed, do they listen to what we're saying to them? You may have noticed that either you or other people are very distracted when somebody else is talking, looking at our phones for text messages and other social media prompts, looking at our tablets and laptops, and sometimes even taking a call in the middle of a conversation. I've attended many meetings where this happens. And if everybody is distracted and nobody is listening to each other, then it's no surprise that we often don't fully understand each other and bad decisions and choices are made. So you can practice mindful listening. You could just switch off your mobile device and give your speaker your full attention while you're there. So why don't you try that? It definitely will make you pay attention. Now, I'm not saying any of the above things are easy. It's about changing habits. It takes quite a while to form a habit, a good one indeed, or a bad one, as I know myself. So if I have a bad habit of eating too much chocolate, it's taken me a long time to form that habit, but trying to break it now is a big challenge for me. But it can be done, and you can make a start. If you don't make a start, it will never happen. So just think about the above that I've told you. You don't have to make any immediate dramatic change in your life. But you could start on the road just to becoming more aware. And you'll find that when you do this, you will enjoy your life more because you'll be present more. You'll become less stressed, and that because you're less stressed, you will cope with the ups and downs of life much better. And there are lots of ups and downs. We all have them. And because perhaps you're more calm and you're listening and you're more aware, you'll make better choices and decisions and be happier. So that's really what I wanted to say to you today, and I hope that you found it useful. I have some guided meditations on my website and Spotify and SoundCloud, which you can try if you have the time. Some of them are quite short, so you could weave them into your day. And if you like this podcast, please share it with other people. And I have a website and a Facebook and Instagram page, which you can also access and have a look at. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. So try it out. Be more mindful as you go about your daily life. Take care and keep safe and keep well.